What's up, guys? We're gonna do some more wheelie practice today. Yeah. The other thing in today's video that we're going to discuss is cognitive biases. Now, what is a cognitive bias? Whoa, look at that snow. A cognitive bias is mental shortcuts that we take, and they're like blind spots in our thinking that cause us to make mistakes and be wrong about things. But they're useful because they simplify our lives and they simplify our thinking. So they're good. They're good for some things, they're bad for others. They're like mental shortcuts. So what's an example of a cognitive bias? A pretty common one is called confirmation bias. You may have heard of it. Confirmation bias. Basically, it's the tendency for us to search for information that proves our existing beliefs to be right. So it confirms our beliefs. And that can be good in some cases, but in other cases it's not good because it causes you to ignore the information that proves you wrong. So for example, say you're working on a scientific theory, like, I don't know, like, for example, like, take it back to COVID times. If you're trying to figure out if your vaccine is working, well, if you give a vaccine to somebody, if you give it to 100 people and it works on 2 of them, but the other 98 people die because of your vaccine, then if you just look at those 2 cases where it worked, and you go, yeah, obviously it must work because these 2 people are cured now, then you're confirming your belief by ignoring all the information that says that you're wrong. It'd be like me doing wheelies right now, and if I did one good wheelie and I say I'm amazing at doing wheelies because I did one good wheelie, but I did like 1,000 really shitty ones, that's confirmation bias because, yeah, you're ignoring you're ignoring what's wrong. It's like, a good way to think about it is like imagining your thoughts and your beliefs are like a software, and you want to improve that software by figuring out where it fails and where it's wrong. If you don't do that, then you'll get a skewed idea of how good it is. So yeah, it's just an easy way to fool yourself. So that's one cognitive bias. There's many. There's probably like 50 or 60. Another one is the Dunning-Kruger effect. You may have heard of this one too, but if you haven't, the Dunning-Kruger effect is... Wait, one sec. I had to try to do a wheelie here. It's a good road. Oh, except for that big metal thing sticking out. Okay, so yeah, Dunning-Kruger effect is when people, the more you know about something, the less sure about it you become. Because when you're an expert in something, you know sure you know a lot about it, but by being an expert, you also know that there's a lot you don't know. So you become doubtful about what you do know. To put it in a different way, the Dunning-Kruger effect means people who don't know a lot about a subject are very confident in their rightness. They think they know everything about the subject when in reality they just have a very, very simplified view of it. They have a very simple understanding of it, and due to that simple understanding, they're overconfident, and they think they know. Basically, they have the full picture. So this is a pretty common one too, and basically that's why you get a lot of people who are a little bit more confident than they should be, because they just don't know what they don't know. Experts know what they don't know, and so they're less sure of themselves. So, if you feel like you know a lot about something, then and you're just spewing out information at will, it might be the case that you don't know some things about it. You don't have a full picture of what you're talking about. You're only talking from like a fraction of what is known about that topic. Maybe you know that one little slice pretty well, but you might not. Okay, I'm gonna try a wheelie right here. No, not really. Woo! Got that front tire up a little bit. Where am I? I don't know. Yeah, so what's another cognitive bias? Well, another cognitive bias is known as the backfire effect. So what is the backfire effect? This is when you have a belief, when you experience like being wrong about a belief that you have, and it can be a little uncomfortable, and it can feel like an attack on your very self. So someone says something, proves you wrong. It makes you mad, and then you fight it, and then you actually double down on your incorrect belief, and you start pulling at strings to justify it, and you just end up believing your wrong belief even harder because someone in your mind, someone attacked you, and it's like a very ancient tribal sort of feeling, like an attack on your very identity. So causes you to, let me just turn around. I thought that parking lot went around the building. So yeah, that causes you to just double down on a wrong belief and believe it even harder. So that's just funny. Okay, one sec. Woo. I'm just getting the front wheel up, just bumping it up. Not really a full wheelie. It's just more of like a front wheel bunny hop sort of thing. So what would be an example of the backfire effect? For me, it makes me think of like people with really strong political views, and you know, you're just talking to your buddy, say he loved some politician, for example, and then you tell him something real bad about what the politician has done, or some policy that he's pushing for, and then he just like justifies it in a way that that just makes him love the politician even more. So you're actually like you're like pushing his beliefs on him even harder. That's why it's really hard to change people's minds, because people believe what they want to believe. People see what they want to see as well. There's a lot of studies on that. One study is one study where the result was that people just see what they want to see. So there was they showed footage of a football game to two colleges, to two universities in the USA, and they showed these groups of people, two groups of people, one from each university. They showed them the exact same football footage of their two football teams competing against each other in a game, and basically the people that were from University A thought that, you know, all the calls against their team weren't justified, and the ref was being unfair, and that, you know, that they just put their team in the best light possible. And they showed the exact same footage to the other team, and they had the exact opposite views. So they thought all the ref calls were just bogus against their team. So what you focus on is what you end up seeing a lot more. So if you see, what's a motorcycling example? Like, if you believe that every car is trying to cut you off and just the world's out to get you when you're on your bike, then you're going to perceive it that way. If a car changes lanes in front of you, you didn't think they should, then you're going to get all mad and think, oh, that guy sucks. He's doing bad things, and then you're going to go and attack their mirror. But if you take an approach to motorcycling like you're basically invisible and other people are just going about their normal days, someone signals in front of you, cuts you off, you're gonna see it like from that perspective. You're gonna see it as, oh, that guy didn't see me. He's not expecting me. Maybe it's inattentional blindness. So these are all cognitive biases, people. Wheelie. Wheelie. Woo! That was a nice one. For me, that was a nice one. Woo! Pew, pew, pew. These speed bumps, they're not very fun. Woo! I gotta set the front wheel down a lot more gently though. That really slammed down. My forks are gonna get all fucked up. I was showing off a little bit to that semi truck. I think I have a little bug in my eye. Shit! I gotta pull over. Looks like a little tiny bug in my eyelashes. Ah, little fruit fly. One sec. This is a safety issue. bugs right in my eyeball. Oh, that was uncomfortable. Alright. That's why I like to wear sunglasses, because I like the wind in my face, but it's like not really that bright out today though, so I just have my visor up. Now I'm getting bugs in my eyes. Okay, let's do another wheelie here. Nope. Here we go. Looks like it's drying up even more now, which is great. So great. If you're wondering, I'm trying these in first gear. First gear and trying to use the clutch. No power wheelies, clutch. Trying to do the clutch. Woo. Yeah, little bugs keep hitting my eyes. I gotta keep my visor down. I love that air in my face though. I'll put my visor like halfway down. Yeah. Oh, smells like weed out here, gentlemen. Yeah, keeping my foot on the rear brake and try not to let my speeds get too fast. Getting a little fast though, that was like 70. Huh. Let's try one more. Okay, no, one more from the other way now. Well, I'm having fun. I think I'm feeling a few raindrops, bros. Well, I'm feeling very small raindrops, and that is my cue to start heading home, because it's supposed to rain this afternoon. Have some showers, so I'll start making my way back. But first, one more cognitive bias for you, fine people. And this one is known as the Barnum effect. Barnum. And what is the Barnum effect? Well, it's the tendency for vague statements to be interpreted in ways that are specific to us. In other words, it's like when you read a horoscope, like an astrologer writes something in your horoscope, or you read a fortune cookie that says, oh, your recent optimism is going to do you well. Well, you interpret that to be like real specific to you, even though it's just a vague statement that could be interpreted by anybody. And so, yeah, that's how psychics operate, that's how astrologers operate, fortune cookies, all of that. They just say something that is pretty vague. It could be interpreted by anybody, and apply somehow in their life, and it makes sense. So, you know, if they always have some random vague statement every month they're in their astrological sign, then they'll be like, oh man, every month it's just spot on, like I can figure out how it applies to me. Well, of course, everybody can do that if you think hard enough. So yeah, Barnum effect. Don't let it take you down. Anyway, gentlemen, that'll be all for today. It's been a pleasure. Have a great day. Peace and love. Don't let those cognitive biases set you back too far. Knowledge is power. Alright, peace, yo.